Chapter 4. Back on Bird Island, Red, Chuck, and Bomb made their landing outside a restaurant. A sign outside read, "Speed dating tonight. It's mating season." "Are you ready, Red?" "Love awaits," Chuck asked. Red was appalled. "Speed dating? No, no way!" For a bird like Red, there was only one thing worse than being forced to socialize with other birds. And that was being forced to socialize with other birds with the added pressure of falling in love. Much to his displeasure, Red found himself inside the restaurant with Chuck and Bomb for the speed dating event. The room was filled with nervous, giddy singles who were waiting to find their match. "All right, lovebirds," the speed dating hostess cooed. "You know how this works. When you hear this sound," a small bird let out an enthusiastic chirp, "it's time to move on to the next table where your soulmate just might be waiting." Red had heard enough. "Yeah, I'm going home," he said, starting to get up. "Nope, absolutely not. Don't worry. Everyone's gonna love you," Chuck added. "Also, I hid your house keys on some part of my body, and I'm not telling you where unless you stay." Chirp! Chuck and Bomb rushed off to meet their first matches, but Red held back and let out a big groan. Chuck sat down with his first date. He was ready to make a connection and was performing his usual tricks of speaking 100 words a minute. "Hi, Chuck's my name, Speed's my game. Do you like games? I would say yes because you just entered the love lottery, and guess what? You won, because here I am." His date looked back at him with a bemused gaze. Nearby, Bob was having a different kind of one-sided conversation. "Hi," Bob said to his date. "Hi." Bob shifted in his seat uneasily. He wasn't so good at this kind of thing. "I eat dirt," he confessed, then let out a laugh, and quite a bit of dirt came out of his mouth too. Red was still avoiding the singles at all costs, so his first date had to approach him. "Hey y'all, who's ready to party?" she squealed. "Oh no, not me. I'm not here for the whole speed dating horror show thing going on. Thanks though." "Uh-huh," she insisted. "Shh, this mating dance is for you." Red's date purred. She began moving her body in a way that Red could only assume was dancing. Her movements were far more confusing than alluring. "Chirp!" went the signal. Chuck was still talking a mile a minute, but it was time to move on to another date. He wasn't going to stop on his search for a mate, though. He had brought his A-game tonight. "So I'd love to hear a little bit about yourself. What's your favorite sign?" "This one's mine." Chuck held up a sign that read, "Caution, Jazz Hands." Bomb's new date wasn't having as much better time. An uncomfortable smile was plastered to her face as Bomb talked. "You know the flavors can vary greatly depending on the minerals in the dirt. I can tell which kind of worms have crawled through there or what sort, like roly-polies, used to raise their families in." Chirp! Meanwhile, Red was with his newest date. She was very confused. "Are you mad?" she asked. "No," Red answered flatly. "Well, you look mad." "Well, I'm not." Maybe it's your eyebrows?" she wondered. "My eyebrows are fine," Red said. "This is just the way I look." "It's like you've got resting bird face." "Oh yeah, well, that's not a thing." Chirp! Alone for a moment, Red leaned back in his chair. Speed dating had been as horrible as he anticipated. Just as he was trying to work out an escape, an intriguing silver-colored bird, carrying a notebook and pen, happily plopped down in the seat across from Red. Okay, worms, birdseed, or just garbage from a dumpster? She quizzed. What? Red was taken completely off guard by this whirlwind of energy. Favorite food, silly. Don't think, just answer from your gut. Go! Uh, I, toast? Red answered, still dazed. The curious bird wrote something in her notebook. She had a list titled Compatibility Test. She had more questions for Red. Favorite color? She asked before laughing at herself. Stupid question. Red! Duh! If you could have one superpower, what would it be? To disappear. Like, right now. Red said. What do you do in your free time? She continued, ignoring Red's jibe. I don't really have any free time. I kinda, protect Bird Island from being attacked, and that's a full-time gig, so yeah. Red stammered. I thought I heard something about a truce. Red was shaken up. This bird obviously was more clued in than she appeared. No, a truce? No, that's not gonna last. Well, she said cheerfully, you're gonna have lots more free time now that nobody needs you anymore. So, okay, we are done here. Red said as he got up and started walking away. Are you afraid to talk about your feelings? She asked. Hey, just because I don't want to talk about them doesn't mean I'm afraid. She followed Red as she scribbled down notes. Okay, so avoids personal questions, unusually angry, she said to herself. Talks to herself, Red added. Self-esteem issues, she continued. Doesn't answer her own questions, left-handed, probably a witch. Looks like we're definitely incompatible. She held up a piece of paper she had been writing on for Red to see. It read, Score, 23% incompatible. Next to the writing was a frowning face she had drawn. And you need a form to tell you that? Red scoffed. Okay, well, I hope you have a better luck annoying the next guy. I don't need luck. I have a formula. Okay, have a nice life. Have fun being alone. Oh, I will, Red grunted as he stormed out of the restaurant. There he goes like a ship in the night. No rudder, no purpose, no crew, the hostess said to Red on his way out. Well, have a good night. Red walked through downtown Bird Island alone. As he approached where the mural of himself usually was, he was shocked to see that it had been changed. His face had been painted over with the word Truce. Red slumped at the sight of the mural, then trudged home. He was completely done with the other birds for the day. Once inside, he started popping popcorn on the stovetop, but not even warm, delicious popcorn could cheer him up. That silver bird had really hit him where it hurts. What if he really was of no use to the other birds now? He felt so sad that he sprawled himself under the stove, catching popcorn in his mouth as it popped out of the pan and flew toward the ground. He seasoned it by alternating between pouring butter and salt into his mouth. With a salty, greasy beak, Red looked at one of his walls. On it was a framed article about how he had saved Bird Island. It was called Hero, Thanks to Brave Act, Total Loser, Now Loved. Red's moping was interrupted by a knock at the front door, but he didn't care. Burp! Knock, knock, knock! Annoyed, but still too depressed to get up, Red slid himself across the floor and opened the door. Hello! Oh! Ah! Red screamed as he scrambled to his feet and slammed the door. It was Leonard! What was the leader of the pigs doing on Bird Island? At Red's home, no less. Look, Red, I know we've had our differences, Leonard began. Oh, like when you tried to eat our young? Red slammed the door. I come in peace, Leonard insisted, his head now popping through an open window. Red didn't want Leonard anywhere near his house, let alone inside it, so he did the only logical thing he could think of. Red smashed a mirror over Leonard's head. Look, I don't want to see your face any more than you want to see mine, Leonard yelled as the two grappled. We're all in danger! Yeah, from you? No, we have a truce! Didn't you get my note? It was on a balloon. Red settled down for a bit. Oh yeah, that's right. You wanted to talk. Moments later, Red had Leonard trussed up in rope like a Christmas ham, face down on the floor. For added protection, Red stood on Leonard's back. This is not how a truce works, Leonard informed him. Just say what you gotta say, then get out, Red said. Red, we've discovered that there's a third island, and they're plotting to destroy us all. A third island? Give me one good reason why I should believe you. Haven't you noticed any strange objects falling from the sky? Giant balls of ice? Red paused. For a brief moment, all he could think of was when he, Chuck, and Bomb rode a tandem bicycle along the beach. Was there a splash? Was there a giant chunk of ice crashing into a nearby ocean? He thought there might have been, but all he could remember was the look of adoration in Chuck's eyes as they sang together, But you'll look sweet upon my seat of my bicycle built for two. Red shrugged at Leonard. Nope, nothing. Haven't seen anything. Well, I have, and I'll show you the proof. Leonard called out, Squirrel Team 6! Squirrel Team 6 was a highly trained squadron of special ops pigs that Leonard had trained for the ongoing battle between the birds and pigs. Although the two sides had had truce at this point, Squirrel Team 6 was the last thing Red wanted to see on his home patch. They burst through every window, door, and potted plant in Red's house within seconds. What the? Whoa! Easy! Hey! Red objected. A member of Squirrel Team 6 handed Red an impressive stack of photos. As quickly as they had arrived, they were gone. Red began looking at the photos. Leonard wasn't lying. Red saw icy vista after icy vista and a whole lot of eagles flying around. That image in your hand is Eagle Island, Leonard said, and those are the eagles. Eagles? Red wondered. How'd you get these? From a drone. Oh, and do you spy on us with that? Yes. So have you seen me? Red asked. Yes, and it's disgusting, Leonard confirmed. But this is bigger than pranks. We need to put aside our differences and work together. Red thought about it before answering. To save our world from being destroyed. Again, he looked at his framed article on the wall, remembering when he saved Bird Island. What we really need is a hero. I'm in. Wonderful! We'll have to get a team together. Yes, we will. But hey, I'm in charge, Red informed him. In fact, he was the hero. Actually, that position's been filled. Booyah! Leonard boasted. Yeah, by me, Red muttered under his breath. He could already tell that joining forces with Leonard was going to be hard work, however necessary it seemed.